That legislation, I don't know. Somebody get somebody. It's crazy.
Okay, so we're live on Facebook.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Some of the council got to know this evening to wear green.
Yeah.
Somehow. Hey, Eric. How you doing? I think it's just about 6:30. I'll open up the May 21st Bradley Town Council meeting. All town councils are present this evening, as well as town manager Melissa Sedone. Fire Chief Eric Gifford is here as well. And the first thing on our agenda this evening, we're also live on Facebook, is to open a public hearing for public comment regarding the June 11th, 2024 annual referendum. So we have the public hearing open. Anything you want to start with, Missy?
Well, I will just summarize our ballot this year. Includes 4 articles. Article number 1 is asking for authorization to expend $1,969,728 for municipal expenses. Article 2 is asking for authorization to receive estimated revenues of $769,900. Use $442,250 from carry forward reserves and raise the remaining amount of $757,578 in property taxes. Article 3 is a general question, the question that we have yearly that gives the town council authorization to apply for and accept grants from the state and federal government. And Article 4 is asking for authorization to appropriate an amount from the undesignated fund balance not to exceed $50,000 for cemetery restoration and $100,000 for cemetery land acquisition and development. And so that will be the warrant that you'll be approving tonight to call the election. And there's also a municipal official ballot for 2 town council seats, Dwayne London and Councilor Wade, who actually are running again. So. Any questions about the referendum?
No public comment? Any comments from the council?
So it will be June 11th from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night at the fire station.
8 June 11th. Good. So I'll go ahead and close the public hearing then on referendum discussion, and we'll vote on that later. Now, the next thing we're going to jump down to real quick is citizens requests. Any citizens requests this evening? No citizens requests, no citizens comments?
So just to be clear, our municipal attorney is here this evening. And so there's an opportunity, they'll probably go into executive session. And so we'll be closing the public section of the meeting, so people will have to leave. So if anybody had any comments, this is really your opportunity to kind of speak up.
Could he comment about 113 Graham Street?
114 Grant Street?
114, excuse me.
That is what we'll be going executive session for, because we're in, court proceedings with that. So they'll be talking to the town council about that in executive session.
And we'll never know.
Well, we'll know.
We'll know.
We'll be going to court, that's the whole process, and we've been discussing, so he's gonna talk to the town council about those proceedings.
So any citizens requests?
Wouldn't she be allowed to say something now, though, about that if she wanted to?
She can say something, yeah, I'm not sure whether we can respond.
What hasn't been said? This has been going on for a long time. And he certainly should know that. And the people in the neighborhood have put up with a lot of his BS. And it's been scary. The police were there 2 weeks ago. I mean, a lot of them were there 2 weeks ago. And he mouthed off to them and da-da-da-da. And they've been back since a couple times. It's really hard, you know? We all know how hard it is. And those who in power need to do something about it.
Well, I will say this, Counselor Lugden has gone to court hearings multiple times for which this individual has been there for criminal proceedings, nothing to do with the town of Bradley whatsoever. And Counselor Lugden can speak to this better than I, but he's witnessed this individual have outbursts with the judges and bailiffs and court officials. If the judges aren't gonna do anything, it's really hard for the town of Bradley to do more than a judge.
Yeah, we're there, what you can't do, you can't do. But it just doesn't seem right, I think, that the people in the neighborhood there have to put up with that. And the people who drive by it, and how many times they've been harassed, I don't know how many times it gives me the finger crying out. So and he's a sick man, that's all.
Despite all the antics that we see locally as we go about our business. If you were to attend one of the court hearings in one of his cases,
Make you sick.
the antics there are even far worse than what we see on the street. And, you know, he's not to blame for anything, he blames everyone for his troubles. And, yet the court will listen to some of that, they will admonish him. They will tell him from the bench, Mr. Wayne, you need to quiet down.
Yeah.
And you need to stop using vulgarity, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. It makes no difference whatsoever.
No.
He's simply beyond complying with the court. And even to the extent that when a judge throws down a decision against him, he won't comply with that decision. And that's what leaves us in a quandary today. We've got suits that are started out there. We're waiting, I believe, on some scheduling before the court for hearings, and we'll have this gentleman refer to some of those, I think, and get an understanding and a briefing before he leaves. But the thing that's most mystifying to me is why the court puts up with it. You know, the police don't have much power when it comes to having to take his abuse.
Right.
He abuses them. They have to take it. It's part of their role, and they understand that. I talked with several of the sheriffs, and they know what's going on. But it's the courts that mystify me. I can't understand for the life of me why the courts put up with what they put up with. And I guess it's easy because all they have to do is bang the gavel and say, we'll hear this again next month, or 2 months, or 6 months. It's really defeating.
Yeah.
I wish it weren't this way, but it is.
Yeah, 16 years, a long time.
It is, and to the extent that he bothers the neighborhood up there, I mean, he's got that young fellow living beside him who has several problems,
Yeah. Disability.
and he's always disturbing that young fellow.
Yeah.
And it's really
And they can't put him out, he can't go outside and play unless one of his parents is with him.
no, and even when he does, it doesn't bother the resident of 114 Cram. He'll not care whether the parents are there or not. He's gonna disturb the child anyway. So, anyway, I've said enough.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're all trying to figure out the best strategy and want to move things forward as much as we possibly can. So we are hearing people's concerns. So we
I
just have
lived
to
there
come
for
up with the
3
best
years and I
strategy.
heard the same thing.
I understand,
And
and
that's
we,
the problem right there.
we're
Ta-da.
still working towards that.
Thank you. I quit.
Anything, anything else for citizens requests before we jump into Mr. Tim Pease representing our municipal attorney group? If not, start with you. I mean, before we enter executive session, right, is anything to talk about before we do that?
How do you want to move forward with that?
Yeah, I think so. You would just need a motion to go into executive session, 1 MRSA 405-6E.
Is anybody on,
Oh,
Facebook?
let me look, that's a good point. And then we will be opening back up to public comment after the executive session, so if residents wanted to stay in the parking lot area, then you're more than welcome to do that. Pardon me,
I see 5 people on Facebook.
is there any comments? No comments. All right, so we need to have a motion.
I'll make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to MRSA 14056E. Everybody in to enter executive session? Yeah.
Yes.
You can just close the door, thank you.
Thank you. So we are in executive session.
We're not-
As soon as,
not
yeah,
yet.
as soon as
It's on Facebook.
Facebook is put on pause.